Hi everyone, this is Dr. Malego, and this is a video on positive behavioral interventions in supports, and it's created for my SEFE 679 graduate class at Slippery Rock University, but I'm putting it on the public YouTube page, so if you stumbled upon it, that way this is the context that it belongs in. I will also preface this video in particular for my students, that this is probably review for you, but it is something that we're supposed to address in the class, so I'm doing it by this video. Before we start talking about PBIS specifically, it's important to know that behavior and learning are connected. So learning and behavior influence each other. So for example, if I feel frustrated in the classroom, maybe the content is really too hard for me or too easy for me, I might not behave in the way that is most conducive to a peaceful learning environment for everyone and a peaceful working environment for the teacher, because the expectations just aren't right for what I'm doing. So when teachers are effective in their planning, with the content at the right level for the students, the right supports there, that actually really helps that can really help with behavior, because students might not have as many frustrating situations that might cause them to not behave the way we want to. And also it can help students feel really positive about themselves and about their learning. And that can maybe help them want to just peacefully engage in whatever it is that's going on in the class. All behavior is communication. So students might be seeking things like attention. They might be, trying to, instead of expressing their frustration, like saying, I am frustrated, they might just act on that instead. They might be stressed out. They might need a skill. There could be all sorts of things that are happening. So when there's a behavior that we're not really interested in having continue in our class, we have to think not just about not being happy about the behavior, but think about, what is this behavior telling us? Can we dig down and figure out why the student is thinking that right now is the perfect time to do this behavior? PBIS helps to actually teach expected behaviors through things like predictable routines and reinforcing positive behaviors and things like that, and uses data and observation. So the big thing is focusing on preventing rather than punishing. So I'm a big fan of proactive classroom management strategies rather than reactive, right? And really, proactive strategies in just about anything is probably more enjoyable than reactive strategies. So if we can do things ahead of time for this class that this lesson is sitting in, if we're talking about planning instruction and how people learn. So if we can do things for our planning of instruction and how people learn that are going to help the students be at a more peaceful place when they're learning, that's going to help a lot. So we're looking at things like teaching, supporting, reinforcing, learning, just being a continuum, and PBIS can help with that. And a lot of schools, you're probably most or all teachers, you have these school-wide PBIS plans that are already in place. And by and large, for the majority of the students, it's a matter of teaching the expectations and putting the behaviors and the routines into place. But there are some students who are going to need a little bit more support, right? And those students then can receive that focused support. But the majority of the students learn, what the behavior is in that specific school culture and everything, what the expectations are. As far as PBIS in learning, because that's the context of this class, PBIS can support self-regulation, executive functioning, motivation, self-efficacy, emotional regulation, all those kinds of things. And so the bottom line, I think why it's included in this course really, is that students learn better when they feel successful, when they know what's expected, and when they receive support before problems occur. As you plan for teaching, things that you want to think about that align with PBIS or, other types of principles of behavior and things like that are, what expectations need to explicitly be taught for this lesson to go well, or for this class to go well? Where might students become frustrated or disengaged? When you're planning, look for those spots and be intentional about ways that you could offer supports, maybe ahead of time being proactive so it doesn't happen. But if it does start to happen, how can you mitigate that? What are some things that you can put into place that can help with that? How can you proactively support student success? And how will you reinforce productive participation with the students? So when you are writing a lesson plan, or planning for instruction, however you do it, thinking about these types of things, these aren't the only questions you can think about, but these are just some starting point questions, is going to help you be able to make these changes and layers onto your lesson plan that go beyond just the teacher's going to do this, the students are going to do that, but like really thinking about it at a deeper level so that we can have learning environments that are really conducive to learning for everyone. So I hope that was helpful for you, and thanks for watching.